Hey, it's already Sunday night. I don't remember this weekend already. Yeah, I guess. Well, a lot of stuff's been going on. And oh yeah, pencil from when I worked on Microsoft, just for 20 years. Windows. Anybody use Windows anymore? Um, yeah. So wow, I had to wait for an exterminator yesterday. They told me to be here at 8 a.m. And so I tend to go to bed at like 5 a.m. So I got like 3 hours of sleep, and I waited and waited, and they eventually showed up at 1 p.m. So yesterday was kind of a blur, being half asleep and all that stuff. So I didn't record anything yesterday. And today, I don't remember today. Oh no, that's right. I cooked something here, then went for some Korean food. They're still not. They're still to go only. Not like the rest of the country where the science lets people go without masks. Here, everything is still just to go. You can't even eat in most restaurants. So I got some Korean food to go, bulgogi. I love that stuff, and some sort of pork tofu soup that I like too, a little bit zesty. Uh, yeah, it's all the Korean places around here seem to have a generic name like House of Tofu and Barbecue, and so it's one of those. But it's close by, so I go there all the time. I used to go there all the time before, but so yeah. Other than that, that was it. There was a bunch of stuff that kind of happened. I saw that there was more video of not necessarily Tic Tacs, like the flying Tic Tac things, but flying triangles. I think they said they were flying around U.S. destroyers, I believe, or warships of some sort. But oh, sorry. So they were flying around, but they were originally listed as unknown and unconfirmed. But the Pentagon or Department of Defense, or whoever does the confirming, confirmed that it was real video. And there was like 13 things flying around at 120 miles per hour going in and out of the water, I believe is what I read. And they say they don't know what could possibly do that. It's like 120 miles an hour, and planes go like 500 miles an hour. So, but I guess maybe it was some of the aerial maneuvers or something could be done at that speed. Maybe they were zipping back and forth or something. The article wasn't very clear on that. But yeah, it's more and more things get confirmed. Before, those kind of things used to get laughed off, and then I think I saw a video of a panel that they had on some of the major news networks or discussing these things and what are the implications. Because I mean, if it is something from another country, then the implications are that somebody could do things that are beyond what we currently believe possible. And if it's from our own country, why is that technology not out in the general public? I mean, it seems like the laws of physics are being bent or distorted or something in some way, and we public are not aware of it. It'd be interesting because why are we teaching people old physics if the physics is wrong, or if we know new things? But I don't know. It's hard to say. I mean, if it breaks the current laws of physics, which laws are that? I mean, conservation of momentum, energy. Hmm, I don't know. It always seemed possible to me to. They always said about things turning really fast. Well, the G forces are because everything's not moving at the same speed, right? It's the force of pressure of something moving. If something's moving along at a certain speed and it wants to change direction, it's like, well, there's some thrust or something that's pushing, right? The thing's moving this way. This is pushing here on this back panel of the ship, and that's compressing everything along the new change of direction. But if everything moved all at once, there would be no G forces. I mean, G forces are only because you're feeling a pressure, just like on gravity versus free fall, like in an elevator, right? It's you're feeling the pressure of the elevator pushing you up, and it's the same as gravity. You can't tell the difference, they claim. If you're in a sealed box and you're accelerating, the rate of acceleration is the same as gravity. So, and the reason is because the elevator is pushing up on you, right? It's pushing up on the atoms in your feet, which push up on the ones above that, above that, above that, and you're feeling that force of these being pushed up this way, where these are trying to resist the motion. But if everything moved at once, you wouldn't feel anything at all, just like during free fall. And so, if there's an alien craft that defies the laws of physics, it's just not really defying laws of physics, defying the laws of engineering. Of we have no way of binding atoms or things in a way such that they all move together at once, that the force is applied equally to all things within an area, not necessarily to one side of an area. So, so yeah, I'd be curious to see what it turns out to be. I mean, if it's something like that, or if it's some other kind of maybe it is a different force, something I'm not aware of, or maybe the physics is all wrong, but seems relatively stable in most things we measure. It wasn't like somebody just sat in a room and made it up. It took human scientists hundreds of thousands of years to come up with hundreds to thousands, not hundreds of thousands. We haven't been around that long, right? All those ancient artifacts from millions of years ago are all fake. Probably not. But yeah, hundreds of thousands of years, and only 100 years for most of the most recent kinds of things. So who knows what's actually true and what's not, or what laws are there. I mean, 100 years from now, we'll find things to be false that we believe to be true now. I guess we'll find out what they are. And maybe this week, because June 1st is like 2 days away. And depending on the one set, I always look that way because my calendar's over on the wall. So yeah, so in a day or two we may find out, or some people are saying it's June 7th or 8th, and some are saying it's July 8th, so sometime soon. But it's almost like there's cults. They always say that people think that doomsday cults, they'll sit around and say, oh, the end of the world is September 11th. And then as September 11th comes around, people get more and more fervent. They're like, oh yeah, we got to convince people. We got to convert people. We got to warn them of their wicked ways, and the world's going to end. And then September 11th happens, and then September 12th, you think, oh, okay, well, they would realize September 12th, they said the world will end on September 11th, and it's all going to, it'll go back to normal. It's like, no, it's actually the opposite. They become more fervent afterwards because they've sunk so much into it that they have to find a way of justifying it. Otherwise, they can't justify all the time they've spent and all the thing. It's just a human thing. It's the opposite of what you would think, because everybody thinks, oh, yeah, after it's been proven. That's why time again, you see these doomsday cults. There was a bunch of them back in the 90s that constantly pushed the day back, like every year. And everybody like, oh, yeah, okay, we're not going to hear from them again after tomorrow. It's like, no, actually, you'll hear more from them. Just like lockdown's currently going on. Once people lock down for a year and a half, it's really hard to ever admit that you were wrong. So if the science proves that they were wrong, I don't think anybody will ever admit to it, because it's just human nature. So I have my own opinions of what's going on. And I have the math to back it up, being that I was a math major, amongst other things. But anyway, it's, oh yeah. So I was drifting off there for a second. Boy, that Korean food was good. So I saw this really funny show, but maybe it was just funny because it hit me at the time. It's on Amazon Prime called, I'm going to get the name wrong, aren't I? The Goes Wrong Show. That's it. It's a British show. I guess it's really popular. They're over in Englandish area. The premise is that they're filming a play to be broadcast across England, and it's a local theater group, but everything that can go wrong kind of goes wrong. So everybody there is acting, and they try to recover from it. So they act like they're in a play and like, oh yes, we're gonna do whatever we have to, but then things just constantly go wrong, and and it's just, I don't know, it's like doors don't open and they break through, or somebody jumps through the glass to get from one side to the other, or they pretend they're in the other room when they're still stuck in the one room, or the one woman has a balloon. They have to pretend that she's pregnant, and every time someone says, oh, well, you and the little one, every time they touch it, it pops, and they have to stuff another one under there. But the actors keep trying to playing it seriously. So the idea is the humor comes from the actors playing characters, trying to play it seriously when things go wrong. And it's scripted to be amazing that they fail with things that happen in the future, that they set themselves up so that they had props in places that they trigger so that the gunshot goes off too early, and then later on they have to like go bang, oh, blood, ah. I don't know. I watched the first three like 2 or 3 nights ago, and man, I just couldn't stop watching them. I couldn't stop laughing. I had to pause constantly. Then I watched the second 3 last night, and yeah, they were funny. Still funny. Still would recommend it. But I wasn't dying laughing like the other time. I literally had to pause because I couldn't breathe. So the Goes Wrong Show on Amazon Prime. It was a lot of fun. So oh, my screen's turning yellow. Is it 10 o'clock or something? Oh, it just turned 10. Yeah, it's kind of weird when it does that. Last time I haven't filmed the transition before. I've filmed afterwards where everything looks yellow to me, but when I play it back, it's fine. It's that adaptive thing, but they should not do it during this time. So yeah, I don't know if anyone else has had problems with the Apple products and Google, but a week or two ago, there was some update. Now everything doesn't work. Between those two, it works everywhere else, but between Apple and Google, there's just some sort of issue, and I don't know. But anyway, those were things that are going on with me. Let's see, enumerate having a long weekend. No, it's Memorial Day tomorrow, so remember all the people who sacrificed for the freedoms that we have, and all the people who have the GI Bills, and therefore the government pays for college because of that. Or they should just get it free because, no, people who have put a lot of effort into keeping this country safe and secure. So, warmest thanks for all that you've done. And this weekend is to celebrate you. So, hope everybody has a great time doing that and celebrating our freedom and having barbecues in places that are free, unlike California, and be able to go out and do things and know that you're a citizen of the country and not a subject. Like I always hate when our governor says "my people." It's like, we're not your people. We're not subjects. We're citizens. And other countries always say "my people," and it always bothers me too. It's like, they're not. You don't own them, except I guess if you're not a citizen, you are. If you're a subject, you're owned by the government, right? So, but as free citizens, we're not. So, but anyway, if we were free citizens like we're supposed to be, then everybody would be out celebrating for whatever reason they want to, and knowing why they're getting together, and knowing why we're still here as a country. And yeah, so hope you have a good time doing that. And if you have a chance to spend time with family, do that. Or if it's illegal to do that, like it is here or some other places, find time to have Netflix or Amazon Prime or something to watch and have a chance to talk to people you care about. So I plan to do that. I'll definitely be calling some people tomorrow, and hope you get a chance to do the same. Take care.